Hello again, we're back. It's the Colosseum first KC for mains. Don't forget that last part, this is very important. If this looks like you, this is not going to be the guide for you, and that's okay. It's okay if this looks like you and you're on your iron and you want to get your first KC. Good, you can do it, and you can do it with gear like that, and I am happy to show you how to do that at a different time. But today, this is going to be a guide for the maxed main who has been a little too intimidated to try Colosseum or just hasn't gotten around to it yet. This one's going to be for you. The way that we can make this content the most manageable for us is by focusing on some core principles, and we're going to focus on these and basically only these things throughout the whole run. It's going to make it really, really simple and controlled. We're going to be focused on a good wave starting procedure. We're going to start the waves the same way every time. We're going to do a little 5-tick delay to manipulate the spawns. We're going to clean up the Fremenics in the same way every time. It's very procedural. We're going to leave nothing to chance. It's not going to be a fucking circus in there. It's going to be very clean and controlled. We're going to focus on managing the reinforcements thoughtfully. This means, what are we going to do when they show up? How can we ensure that they show up in a way where we can deal with them? How do we make sure that nothing gets trapped and gets stuck and bricks the whole wave? Then we're going to be focused on simple off-ticking. So you're never going to get out of this completely. You're going to have to off-tick some mobs. There are a few stacks that make up the lion's share of the content, like 90% of the time these few stacks are going to form, and we're going to learn how to do those off-ticks. There is a huge amount of permutations of different weird, wacky stacks that could possibly form. Those are hardly ever going to be seen. Those are low yield things to be focusing on. So we're not going to focus on them for this guide. You're going to have to do a lot of runs before you're going to have seen it all, but I'm going to show you the things that you're going to need to know how to do 90% of the time to get through the run. Because if you want to go on and farm this content, that's great. There's no surrogate for experience if you want to farm this stuff over and over. You're going to have to get really good. But if you just want to get 1 KC, you don't have to worry about the stuff that's going to happen 1, 2, 3% of the time. You have to worry about the stuff that's going to happen 90% of the time. So let's focus on that and let's build good habits. Gear time. We are going with the max mage setup. This setup is really flexible. I'll get into why this is the case, but it allows us to bring in a fucking absurd amount of supplies, way more supplies than you could ever use. It makes a first KC really, really cozy and relaxed while still having very good damage against every mob. T-bow is a little bit better. We can take a look at some of the DPS breakdowns here. T-bow wins out by about 2 or 3 seconds on every mob. However, because of how the Fremenics work and how we have to start the waves, it's a lot more space efficient to run a max mage setup, because in order to one-shot the melee Fremenic, which you're really going to want to be able to do to take pressure off the waves, you're going to have to bring in at least a 4-way magic switch with the shadow. Whereas for our range switch, because of how the Venibow works, we can get away with just bringing in a 2-way. So it becomes a lot more flexible on space, and it becomes a lot more forgiving to run this max mage setup. Before you ask me, can I bring X item instead of Y item? The answer is yes. This is the setup that I'm going to recommend. There's a million different ways to do this content. This setup allows for some very specific breakpoints to be hit, and for a very relaxed run where we basically have an infinite amount of supplies. So mess around with it as you need to, but this is what I think you should go in if money is no object and you want a really easy, relaxed first KC. I personally think if you have access to like a max mage setup, that Ancients is super bait. If you have an SGS with the new death charge and a light bearer, you can basically be getting like 80 HP back guaranteed at the beginning of every wave. So I would not be running Ancients, but you certainly can. Do what you want. We have yapped more than enough. Let's get in, do a run, toss some music on, and I'm going to show you how brain off this content is with this setup. We're just going to follow our core principles, and it's going to be a super chill, super relaxed run. and we're not even going to come close to using these supplies. No special pre-pots here. Hit an angler, hit your heart. You can hit a prayer regen pot if you want to, but I'm not going to because we don't need it. So pay specific attention to the little visual metronome that I have in the bottom left. We're going to use this to start every wave in a very disciplined way. And we're going to start every wave 5 ticks after we click accept on the first invocation. 5, we run to here. This ensures that we get no spawns south of the pillar that are going to be difficult for us to deal with. And we're going to deal with the Fremenix every wave the same way as well. And I'll point out exactly how we're going to do that in this next wave. But every wave start's going to be the same. We're going to deal with the Fremenix, we're going to do our magic switch, and we're going to kill who we need to. So, 5 ticks later, we will run away. I'm going to right click the melee Fremenix. I'm going to wait, attack, control walk down, do my switch, kill the major, control walk up, do my switch, kill the ranger. Every wave is going to be the same shit with the Fremies. Then I just start working on the mobs. That is very important. Starting these waves by dealing with the Fremenix in the same way every time is going to give us a huge amount of control and relaxation in these rounds. So now when the reinforcements spawn, they're going to come from that northern gate. So we can just lure the meleeer down here, and he's safe spotted on this side of the pillar. This is the most common configuration that you're going to get for the reinforcements. And you'll see if we step out from the pillar, he's safe spotted still along this line the whole way. I could run all the way south as long as we're on this column of tiles. He's never going to see me. He'll also be safe spotted where the major is standing right now. If he ended up on that side of the pillar, we can safe spot him the same way. As you can see, Shadow does crazy damage to everything in here. Alright. Doom 1 is fine. 15 mistakes is way more than you're going to be making. 5 ticks, run to A. Only the major can see us, so I switch my prayer. I right click the melee, I attack, I control walk, I do my switch, I attack. The start of the wave is never going to look different from that. I cannot stress enough how chill these runs will be if you become good at dealing with the Fremenix in a consistent and fast and controlled way. It's always going to look exactly the same. I'm going to keep talking about that. There's not that much to discuss in these early waves. I'm assuming that you understand at least like what mobs do, like these green guys are rangers. But if there's any more advanced mechanics like how the Minotaur works or how the Manticore charges up, we'll discuss those when we get those mobs on the screen. So yep, as we can see, the meleeer is still spotted here. I said this is going to be a common configuration for him to be in. You're basically going to see this every wave. If we want to get some prayer back, or we took like a big chunk of damage dealing with the Fremenix, that's what we brought in our SGS for, and we have an infinite number of specs. We've got double death charge, we've got Lightbearer, so let's just send one. We don't need health, but let's say we did. Let's top up to 100 and get some prayer back as well. There's a lot of good candidates for SGS speccing in this content. The Ranger Fremenix at the beginning of the wave is the best one, but really any mob you can send. I'm always going to be trying to max out Blasphemy first. I'll talk you through which invocations I think are the most flexible and easiest for me, but there is no correct answer. You're going to find that some invocations are very frustrating for you that other people don't mind, and vice versa. So you got to figure out what you like. When there's a mob all the way back on this eastern pillar, I can run all the way up to this tile and he cannot see me. But if I run past this, he sees me and he's going to charge up now. Keep that in mind. That is going to be a big deal for us later on when we have mobs trapped there, and it's going to influence how we want to solve these waves. So as long as I'm against the pillar, and I don't go further out south and I don't go further out east, that back mob cannot see me. As soon as I go out south or east from against the pillar, he can see me. So we got to be very aware of that, and we got to be careful. Let's join a party so I can ping some tiles for you guys. So anywhere along this is safe. If I go out here, he'll see me, and we can use this to pull him around. You'll notice he didn't attack because he does have a distance in his LOS. So he'll start pathing towards me, but he won't attack me that far away. That's why I didn't have my prayer on. And to deal with the Manticore, you just step out praying the first orb, and as soon as you see it in the air, you switch to the next one tick after the other. So we're going to be mage. As soon as we see it, range, melee. 5 ticks later, we get mage on, range, melee. It's not that deep. You just got to get a little sense for the timing. All right. Still nothing special going on. These invocations suck. I'm going to pick Frailty. It's not ideal. But 5 ticks after we hit start, we run to A and we see what it is. Okay, it's just a Manticore. I right click, attack the meleeer, control walk, do my switch. Attack, control walk, do my switch, attack, and I catch the Manticore prey. So, very chill start to our wave. The Fremenics are instantly dealt with, and we just always start by working on the mob that can see us. If we can kill him before the reinforcements spawn, that's gravy, that's ideal. But, if we can't, we'll deal with that as well. Very high likelihood for the major to be off-ticked with him if he pulls around first, and if the melee pulls around first, he's just going to trap her, so we don't even have to worry about it. Okay, so here we don't even have to worry about it. Finish him off. We just AFK. The max mage quiver is so chill. It's so chill. You are doing like nothing the whole time. And that's good. We don't want to do stuff. There's a lot of content in this game that forces you to do stuff, so when we get a chance to just chill, we take it. Now, when the Javelin attacks us, let's pay attention to how many attacks he's getting off. Here's attack 1. Here's attack 2. Here's attack 3. Here's attack 4. Now, on attack 5, he's going to throw it up in the air, and we have to move. We can't forget about that. That is something that kills new players a lot. Every 5th attack, if we're in like a prayer flicking cycle or anything, we have to make sure that we find a tick where we dodge his javelin attack that he throws up in the air. Okay, myopia is great. Just decreases your distance slightly. That is a totally free invocation. Right click the melee Fremenic. Control walk after you attack. Control walk after you attack. Do your switch, kill the ranger. Easy as. Now we're going to deal with this guy while we wait for the reinforcements to spawn. There's his 5th attack, we dodge. We're chilling. We're on wave 6. We're halfway through the whole content and nothing's happened so far. It's really not that bad. It's pretty chill. You can get unlucky, things can get a little crazy, but... Alright, let's pull the major around here. That's something that you can always do. If the major is kind of budging out of the stack like that, you can go south of the pillar and run back to safety, and the major will follow you around because he's been pushed out by the other two big Tetris pieces to the south. Inferno, Colosseum, it's all just a Tetris simulator. That's why I think it can be so beneficial to have their tiles highlighted like this, because it becomes very obvious what the mobs are going to want to do and how they're going to align themselves. So I said in the beginning that there were going to be two types of stacks that were going to make up like 90% of the content. This is one of them. Two bigs stacked on the pillar. Here, the Manticore is praying range, so we want to see them on the same tick. So in order to do that, we can just path out of either of the two corners of the pillar, either the northern corner or the southern corner. You don't want to path out from the middle, because then one mob will see you, the back mob will see you one tick earlier. So we took a little bit of damage. Let's just SGS him, catch the prayer. As soon as we see range leave, okay, we toss range back on. As soon as we see it leave, mage, melee. Range back on, mage, melee. Hit that hard again. Okay. Wave 7 introduces a new mob, which is the Shocker. He's a mage mob, he's big, he's blue, he hits really fucking hard, but he's very easy to kill. So now we're going to start all waves praying mage. 5 ticks later, we run. Okay, only the ranger can see us. Switch your prayer, right-click the melee Fremenic, attack, control walk. Do your switch, attack, control walk. Okay, the Manticore is trapped now on that back pillar to the east. If we go north of our current pillar, he can see us. But if we go south of our current pillar, like we did before, as long as we stay against the pillar, he cannot see us. Here's the Manticore. He got trapped because we weren't careful. And you'll see if I attack this major, the Manticore is going to heal, or the Minotaur is going to heal her. So this isn't going to work. So we got to go back because he has line of sight of her. So we're going to have to pull the Minotaur. So you just go to this red tile. I should have prayed mage. I'll take a hit. Yeah, 41. She hits really fucking hard. No worries. We brought our SGS. We're going to get all this HP back. It's free. The Minotaur can be safe spotted on either the first row or the second row behind this pillar because he's big and fat. So we had to stay against the pillar for the first melee reinforcement, but for this big guy, we can use either of the two rows. Okay, so the Manticore is range first, and he is going to see us one tick before the front mob as long as we path out from the middle. So what we can do, so we catch his range prayer, and then immediately after, the major and him are attacking on the same tick. So I let the major attack twice. I put range back on to catch the Manticore prayer, and it just resets like that. Put mage back on in between, let her attack twice, range goes back on, I catch the prayers. Let her attack, range goes back on, and I catch the prayers. Two bigs on the pillar is our most high yield stack. That's the thing that we see the most often. And we can either force them to see us on the same tick by pathing out of the corners, like we discussed before, or we can force the mob in the back to see us one tick before the mob in the front by pathing out from the middle of the pillar to the south. So from the tile that I have marked B over to that southern edge. We're going to see that stack a lot more before this content is done. I can promise you that. Myopia is good. We just have to be aware of it. So we're going to manipulate mobs a little bit here and make sure they pull over. Okay, nothing's going to see us. We're going to form a big fat stack. Right click, attack, control walk to move. Attack, control walk to move. Let's get our HP back here. Boom. Okay. For this stack, this is our other common stack. I call it the chode stack. If we come out one tile to the left of the B tile, so middle of the pillar but one row back, and then out to the south, the front mob now sees us first. This is the other really common solve that you're gonna get. Maybe I can kill him? No. Unlucky. So we're gonna see that again here. Get some HP back. So we're in center pillar right now. If it was a normal stack and I wanted the back mob to see me first, I would just path out to the south here. But because we have the chode stack, we are gonna go one tile to the west. See, they're gonna hit me. So we go back here. Then we do front mob first, back mob one tick after. And here I'm just looking at the front mob. I'm not keeping tracks of ticks in my head. I'm looking at the front mob, and as soon as he flinches, as soon as he does anything, I'm catching the back mob's prayer. So watch the ranger, flinch, switch your prayer. Watch the ranger, flinch, switch your prayer. Okay, now I'm gonna let them see me on the same tick, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna get hit by a range attack. Yep, I forgot that I had Myopia 3 on. Terrible error. Okay, so Mage is gonna see me first if I path out from the middle of the pillar. So I'm gonna hit Mage, range, Mage, melee, and then back to Mage. So we'll step out with Mage, then immediately catch the Manticore prayer one tick later. Range, Mage, melee, back to Mage. Let her attack twice. As soon as she attacks, range, Mage, melee, back to Mage. She attacks once. She attacks twice, switch your prayers. She attacks once. As soon as she flinches, catch the Manticore prayer. I want some HP. Let's go get her. We have an infinite amount of specs. Infinite. If we were like really down bad, let's say we already used like a bunch of our brews, we've got a Blood Fury and a Scythe, we can just swing on her. Take a little bit longer because you're not potted, but it's all good. We can get HP back like that as well. We have no shortage of ways to get back HP. We got 5 brews. We got an infinite amount of SGS specs. We're chilling. So we'll pull the Ranger around. Can be nice when something gets stuck on that back pillar because you basically get to just forget that it exists until the end of the wave as long as you stay disciplined at your north pillar and don't run too far away. All right. Okay, good. Manti Mayhem 1 is really good. They're just going to fire another projectile, but you're not going to miss the prayers anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, 5 tick later, we run. Okay. Attack, control walk, switch. Attack, control walk, switch. Catch the Manticore prayers. That should be the priority. If you can't kill the Fremies before the first attacks go off, just let the Ranger sit there and attack you. It's fine, you'll take like 2 damage. Make sure you catch the Manticore prayer. You don't have to do everything perfectly and super quickly. So we want our Tetris pieces to form a flat line for the big Minotaur to walk down. Because he's going to slide against these guys and come down to us. That's what we want. So we want to make sure that there's no notches for him to get stuck in. When it's just two bigs, that's pretty easy to make sure because they're always going to be flat. But if there were other mobs in the stack that are creating little edges for him to get snagged on, we can get stuck in a really shitty situation. So always have a little kind of timer running in the back of your head, being like, oh, it's been a little while since the wave began. The reinforcements are probably spawning soon, and we want to make sure that when they do spawn, we provide them a nice flat surface to come down. Because if he gets stuck, he's going to heal things, we're going to have to drag him, it's going to be kind of ugly. Okay, so the manticores range first, and I made sure that they saw me on the same tick, so I don't even have to go back behind the pillar, because the ranger and the manticore range attack are coming out at the same time. So I'm just watching for the manticore range attack to fly in the air, and then I'm switching my prayers. He dies? Not quite. There we go. Alrighty. We're already on wave 10. Easy as. We could take Relentless. We could take Manti Mayhem 2. Manti Mayhem 2 is better. Relentless can be kind of rough on a first cape. Okay, 5 ticks later, we run. The Manticore's gonna see us. Attack the Berserker. Control walk, do our switch. What's he attacking with? Okay, we're gonna catch the Manticore prayers, then we're gonna kill the Ranger, and we're gonna go to the A tile to pull him in so that we can still attack with Myopia. If we had tried to attack him where he was, we would have gotten dragged out and we would have taken a bunch of damage. That's not good, we don't want that. So when you have Myopia on, which is good, it's a good invocation, make sure we're running all the way over. Oops. I flicked one tick too soon. Okay, so see, the mage got stuck there. I got distracted because I took a bunch of damage. If we had gone over to the A tile, the major wouldn't have gotten stuck there, but it doesn't matter. As long as the Manticore, or the Minotaur, sorry, I get them mixed up every time I say it. As long as he doesn't get stuck, then we're in business. And look, we're already, max HP again. We just use our SGS specs. We haven't touched a brew. This is even, could be thought of as slightly convenient that the major got stuck there because now only the Rangers can see us. So I'll start working on the back one to kind of keep the stack the way that it is. And on that 5th attack, I'm watching for the throw. They're both throwing the same tick, so this is gonna destroy me if it hits me. Now remember, don't attack that back mob because you've got Myopia 3. You have to manually path back here if you want to attack him. When he dies, the major is gonna slide over. So I'm actually just gonna kill the front one and then I'm gonna last hit the back one. This doesn't matter. You can solve this stack no matter what we kill first. It's all just like preference. Just showing you some options. Okay, he throws. Let's kill the back one. Then we can kill the front one. Oh, okay, that's fine. We're just gonna do our chode stack. Front mob sees us first rather, and then we catch our prayers. So we're already on wave 11. There's one more wave left, and we've only had to do the 2 high yield stacks that I talked about before. The big pathing out from the center on the B tile, and then the chode stack, pathing out from the center 1 tile to the east of the B tile. I've done 60 quivers. And by far, 90% of the time or more, those are the only 2 stacks I'm ever dealing with. Even when I'm, going for like 20-minute speed runs and I'm doing like almost all melee, I'm rotating around the pillar a lot to pull things in to go faster. I still basically only have to deal with those 2 stacks 90% of the time. Okay. Last wave. I do not recommend taking Manti Mayhem 3. I would sooner be 80 HP. Manti Mayhem 3 makes solving stacks and off ticks on your first KC very challenging. Doom 2 on your first KC is also very challenging. We've got 5 brews, so we can make 10 mistakes and not die. So I don't want Doom 2. I want to use my brews if I need to. Okay, we're going to pull this ranger in after we kill him so that we can start attacking him immediately. Manually path out and attack him from here. If we attack him in any other way than what I just did, we're going to get pulled out. I'm thinking about my reinforcements and I'm thinking about that flat line that I want to make. So when they come, I'm thinking about as soon as they spawn, I'm going to run over to the A tile. I'm going to make a big flat surface for them to slide down on. And I'm going to deal with whatever comes first. If it's the major, can he die? Oh, I'm going to take a fuck ton of damage. Oh! See, I did what I told you not to do. I attacked from a different tile. Myopia fucked me there. It's okay. The Minotaur is going to heal this guy because you can see him, but I'm just going to use him as a blood bag and get a bunch of HP back. And then I'll kill the Minotaur. Okay, it's good that I took a big chunk of damage. It shows you that, like, you can make a big mistake, and as long as you don't get super unlucky and instantly get one shot completely, like, you can recover just fine. It's no big deal. I'll even use some brews here after these guys are dead, because if this was your first run and you're not confident with the optics, why chance sitting at 66 HP? We have 5 brews that we haven't touched. Let's just use one. I'm gonna wait just a little bit to use it because I can re-heart after. All right, so we have another chode stack, which means we're gonna be going 1 tile east of the B tile, and the front mob is gonna see me first. The range attack sees me first, and then the major and the Manticore's mage attack are gonna be on the same tick. So this is actually super convenient. I wait for the major to attack twice. Here's the second attack. I switch for the Manticore, and I catch the prayers. Mage attack once, mage attack twice, switch to the Manticore, catch the prayers. Mage attacked once, mage attack twice, switch to the Manticore, catch the prayers. It's just like this. It's very chill. It's a little awkward at the start. The first time you try to do these off ticks, you're gonna eat shit. You're gonna mess them up a couple times, but you will get the timing. It is not hard. It just takes a little bit of practice. Nobody gets it on their first time. Okay, now we're gonna path out from the B tile so the back mob sees me first. So it's gonna be mage, range, mage, melee, back to mage. Mage attacks once, mage attacks twice, and as soon as he attacks twice, I'm switching for the Manticore. Attack once, switch. Attacks once, we're waiting for the flinch, switch. Okay, Manticore's dead. We don't need to do it that time. There it is. Those are the waves. Those are the waves with max mage and a shadow. 2 major off-tick stacks, just like I was talking about earlier. That's all you need to get a cape. Just deal with those 2 common stacks. Okay, for soul, we're gonna super combat. Make sure you have an F key set up for your inventory. I don't play with an F key set up for my inventory, so I have to go into my settings and I have to switch my Thrall, my mage book, to inventory. This is because he's going to do an attack where he grabs a piece of your gear and you just want to click on the piece of gear that he says. So I'll drop something so I have an open inventory. Going to super combat up. I'm going to send one Elder Maul until I hit. And then I'm going to be counting the special attacks out loud while I kill soul to myself to keep myself in cycle. I'm not going to be able to explain every detail of the fight in real time, so I'm going to assume that you've seen this fight before and practiced it on the simulator, and I'll link that in the description. So we Elder Maul, we hit. Switch to Scythe, step back, that's Spear 1. So I'm prepared for Spear 2 or Shield 1. Okay, that's Shield 1. I'm prepared for Shield 2. There's Shield 2. Okay, he just did Shield 2. He does not reset when he spawns that shit on the ground. So, Spear 1. Shield 1. Spear 1. Shield 1. Shield 2. He's going to do an HP threshold here, I think. There we go. He just did Shield 2. No reset because he hasn't spec'd yet. Spear 1. Spear 2. Spear 1. Spear 2. Shield 1. Shield 2. Grapple attack. Catch the prey, turn it off. Catch the prey, turn it off. Catch the prey, turn it off. Later on, when he's below 50% HP, we're going to have to lose 2 ticks to catch the final one. He delays it. It's very annoying. You can practice that on the simulator, though. Okay, no reset. He just did Shield 1. There's Spear 1. There's Shield 1. Shield 2. Spear 1. Shield 1. Spear 1. Spear 2. Move out. Well, let's go around to the other side. Make it a little easier. Spear 1, let's let him drag in. Spear 2. Spear 1. Body. Click the body. That resets. When he does a spec like that, it resets his attack cycle. So I knew that was going to be Spear 1. Okay, here's Spear 1. Let's let him... Oop. Now let's move off of him. Shield 1. Let's kill him. Goodbye. Run away. Always run away from him because you never know if you have volatility on or not. So yeah, that's it. I wish I could have commentated the soul fight more. It's very fast, so I can't like explain everything as it's going, but I'm gonna link the sim in the description. Practice on the sim, watch a little bit of people doing his fight to get a rhythm for the attack cycle, and the Colosseum is easy as that. You're in max mage, the shadow goes burr, it kills everything. We have an infinite amount of supplies that we didn't touch. Get in there, try it out, get some experience. You can do it.